Yo, what's good YouTube? This is Jay from T&J, and man, we're in a 2-0 hole right now. We're in the NLCS, man. We got our rematch versus the Giants. Getting you caught up to speed here. Lance McCullers game 1 pitched a gem but still lost a close one, 1-0. And in the second game, Junior Guerra got hit a little bit. The Giants took the second game, so we're on to game 3, and we got two lefties on the mound, Josh Hader versus Matt Moore. And Matt Moore is one of those guys I love to hit off of. He's so easy to hit. It feels so good swinging the bat because it comes out of his hand really smooth. So here we are, Josh Hader here in the first inning, giving up an early hit over the third baseman's head, Travis Shaw. So they got a guy on first here, and Buster Posey comes up and he gets a hit. So right away, the Giants are playing no games, but we do get Brandon Crawford here to ground out to end the inning, and we're on to the bottom of the first here. Hernan Perez, I actually gave Hernan Perez the leadoff spot here. I gave him the start over Jurickson Profar because Profar hasn't really been doing too much for me, so I decided to give Hernan Perez a chance because honestly, I think I'm looking to either get rid of him or just see what he's got. And here Franklin Gutierrez comes up in the first inning. Franklin Gutierrez, man, he shows up when we're at home. It seems like he hits a lot of his home runs at home, so the Brewers take the early 2-0 lead going into the third inning here. Josh Hader, he's giving up a hit to the right side, and I just missed that one with Arcia. You know, a lot of balls are hard to judge when they come to Arcia because sometimes he gets that burst of speed. He gets to those balls, and sometimes he doesn't. So sometimes I don't know when to dive and when not to dive. But here, they have runners at first and second, and a story of this game was actually walking a lot of guys. Here we get Brandon Belt to strike out, and we do get Buster Posey, it looks like, to ground out, and we step on third. So here in the bottom of the third, Hernan Perez, he gets a hit in that leadoff spot. That's what we've been missing from Arcia, to be honest. So Thames comes up next, and he gets a hit down the right field line on a hit and run. Hernan Perez has got that good speed. He's coming in to score. That was a hit and run. So we are in business here. Game 3, down 2-0, and Lewis Brinson comes up to bat.
A swing and a drive to center field. That one's got a chance. Looking up is Kane, and this one is gone. A home run.
It's kind of hard to believe that Lewis Brinson actually doesn't hit that well for average, but because his stats are ridiculous. I think he has like at least 80s power versus right and left, and 70s plus contact versus left and right. And then his vision and discipline aren't too bad either. They're like 60. So I'm surprised he doesn't hit for like 300, to be honest. But here Josh Hader is getting into trouble again. This is a story that's coming up in this game, and they have bases loaded here. A pop fly to Lewis Brinson. Lewis Brinson's going to come up throwing, and it's right on the money, but a good slide there by the base runner, and they get another run in to score. Actually, that's their first run, so it's still, we have a good cushion here, and I'm just trying to get some more runs here. You can never get too comfortable with the Giants lead, so we do pop out a couple times. Our bats slow down a little bit. So here in the 5th inning, Josh Hader walks another guy, so they got a guy on first here, but we do get the next batter to pop out. So these base runners, they're getting on base, but they're not bringing them in at the moment. But Brandon Crawford comes up, and he hits a line shot down the left field line. Lewis Brinson comes up fielding it, and we're going to hold the runners to second and third, but they have some hitters coming up in their lineup, and there's 2 outs in the inning, but they get a hit there over the shortstop's head. Hunter Pence, he's going to round first into second with a bases clearing double, so the Giants trim that lead to just 2 runs. But we do get the next batter to line out to Travis Shaw. And here Eric Thames, I'm surprised because Eric Thames got a lot of great pitches to hit. He had that RBI double early in the game, but we had to bring in Blake Parker here because Josh Hader, his pitch count was running up, and we just had to pull him, and he was giving up too many runs. So we bring in Blake Parker here. 2 straight guys are ground out to second. But the next guy gets a hit right on cue. Is that Lorenzo Cain again? I mean, that guy is beasting for them. And they do get a swipe of the bag here. So they got a guy on second here and a bloop to center field. And look at this. Oh my gosh, I was so mad when this happened. They get a bloop in the center. And, you know, the thing is though, Soler, he has great arm strength, but it just seems like he doesn't have that speed to get to balls like that. So they bring in Neil Ramirez here. It's a 5-4 game. They came all the way back. It wasn't a huge lead, but it was a good enough to lead to keep the lead, you know. Good enough lead to win games. But Travis Shaw comes up in the 6th here.
Here's a swing, and
Yo, I can't believe he hung that one like that. And what's funny is the at-bat before that, Lewis Brinson got a big hanger, and I missed it. But Travis Shaw doesn't miss those. He smacks those out of the park. And that's been the story of the playoffs for us. Travis Shaw, I mean, he is showing out for real. I'm so glad I re-signed him. And look at this. Look at this hit. So Brandon Crawford hits a missile down the right field line, but his guy just gets stuck in an animation. Like, he just gets stuck there, so he only gets a single out of that. So I bring in Antonio Bastardo, and look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Jorge Soler does not have the speed to get to those liners. I thought I had the speed to get to it at first. That's why I was running towards it a little bit, and then I kind of ran back because I needed to play off the wall. And the Giants do cut the lead to just 1, but we do get the next batter to strike out. But we do intentionally walk the next guy to get the easiest out wherever possible. Corey Knebel comes in with 1 out, and I need him in there because I need to get out of this jam. And he faces Nick Hundley right away, and Nick Hundley hits a pop fly to deep center, and that's going to be deep enough to bring the guy in to score. So the Giants tie it up at 6. And what a comeback this really has been, because, man, you would think 5-0 in the first 4 innings, we would be in control in this game, but they came all the way back. And they bring in Will Smith, the former Brewer, actually, and he faces his former teammate Hernan Perez, and Perez hits a liner down the right field line. He gets on to second in that leadoff spot. Once again, Hernan Perez, he's coming through for us right there. And Eric Thames gets a hold of a pitch, but that's not going to be deep enough. I thought he had all of that one. And like I said, we cannot get any runs besides those first few innings. I mean, we went ice cold. I mean, we were killing it in the beginning of the game, but here in the 8th inning, it's more of the same. I mean, these guys are hitting the ball well, and they got guys on the corners here, and they hit a dribbler back to the pitcher, and luckily they have Nunez on third, who is a straight beast on the base pass. I mean, he gets in there quickly. Brandon Crawford gets walked. I mean, we walked so many guys in this game. And the next batter, at least we get him to ground out to Arcia and turn the double play going home to first. So we got 2 outs here, but we end up getting out of that inning. Derek Law comes in, and he's been dominating us this whole series so far. He gets Brinson a swing at a ridiculous high heat. Travis Shaw goes out with the same, and we bring in Taylor Youngman because honestly, Corey Knebel was getting shelled, and he had a lot of pitches. He was pretty tired, so we bring in Youngman, and he gives up 2 early hits here in the 9th inning. And once again, the story is we're giving up hits and we're walking people. Look at this. We load up the bases, man. And at least luckily, we do get Nunez to fly out. Look at that. I dropped. Even that's getting dropped. and we have one out here, and at least we get the next batter, Brandon Belt, to ground out. So Mark Melenton comes in for the save, and man, look at this. Jorge Soler goes down. That's not good. Robinson Chirinos, I actually bring him into pinch hit for Jet Bandy because Jet Bandy wasn't hitting the ball very well. So we are down to our last out, and Orlando Arcia swings at a cutter high up in the zone. Man, what a game that was. We're disappointed with that outcome, but man, what a game. They get 16 hits to our 6. Man, can you believe it? We only lost by 1 run, and we gave up 16 hits to 6 hits. Hopefully we can come back, man. Hit subscribe, hit that like button, man, because we're going to try to come back and make history.